What is up, Starseeds? I'm Sid, and today I am going to be talking about the origin of the Rider-Waite Tarot deck. So I have some handy-dandy little notes here. Let's get into it. In the 15th century Italy, there were just a few tarot decks, mainly for aristocrats to use. Okay, it was not a big thing at all, just for the really rich people, basically. Then in the 18th and 19th century, there were woodcut printed cards with really simple coloring, and that deck was called the Tarot de Marseille. It wasn't until pretty recently, okay, just over 100 years ago in 1909, when the Rider-Waite-Smith deck came to be. Pamela Colman Smith was the illustrator for this deck, okay, she drew all the pictures, and then A.E. Wade was the academic mystic who came up with, the meanings and definitions for all of these cards. Interestingly enough, they were both in the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, which was a Freemason group, but it was more so about magic and mysticism and the occult stuff than other Freemason groups. But they were both in this group, so they put a lot of that belief into these cards. A lot of this symbolism, mysticism, magic that's in this deck is obvious when looking at the cards, when looking at the illustrations, when looking at the meanings behind them. Okay, it was very well thought out. Every single card, the numerology of it, the astrology of it. Pamela Colman Smith and A.E. Wade understood that when making this deck. They did everything on purpose. Fast forward a little bit, and the Rider-Waite deck is at a European toy convention. Yes, a toy convention. And then this guy, Stuart R. Kaplan, who's often called Captain because his last name sounds like Captain, but he was in charge because he established the U.S. games system. So he established the U.S. game system after he came across the Rider-Waite deck at this toy convention. He saw the potential in this, so he bought the copyright to the Rider-Waite deck so that he could reproduce it in America and sell it. Now in 2024, almost 2025, when I'm filming this, oracle decks, tarot decks are super popular, and they have been for the past 10 years, 5 years especially. It's super common for everyday people to have at least one deck in their house of tarot cards, in my opinion, okay? Especially the younger generation, people in their teens, 20s, 30s. It's pretty common, mainly in the female demographic, but there's a lot of guys too. I want to just quickly mention the difference between a tarot deck and an oracle deck. A tarot deck has 78 cards in it. It has the major arcana, the first 22 cards, 0 through 21. And then it has 14 cards of the 4 suits. That's how you get 78 cards in the tarot deck. And what I mean by suits is pentacles, swords, cups, and wands. There's different variations of tarot decks, there's thousands of them now, there's lots of different ways to make it. People change the artwork, they change the name of some of these cards, they change the names of some of the suits, and just cultivate it into their own kind of tarot deck. Then oracle decks can have any number of cards in them. A lot of them have 40 to 50 cards, some have more, some have even less. And oracle cards are really just random cards. They're kind of more like flashcards. However, they have this meaning behind them. I have lots of oracle decks personally. I have a few tarot decks as well, but the oracle decks are really cool just to have more of a variety of cards, okay? The tarot deck does a really good job of having all of these specific meanings behind each of the cards, which can all correlate to certain circumstances in your life. But the oracle decks, they can be specific, they can be, geared towards one thing. There might be an oracle deck all about different flower species. There might be an oracle deck all about certain crystals. There might be an oracle deck that just hypes you up, oh, take a break, that's one of the cards. You're so beautiful, that's one of the cards. That's just my kind of explanation. But really what this video was about was just kind of the history on tarot. I mean, there has been divination practiced forever, okay? We are naturally spiritual beings. We are a soul in a body on this planet. We are naturally drawn to divination practices because we are divine. I'm gonna leave off with that. Love you guys so much. Peace out. If you are interested in taking my intuition course, my astrology course, or my ET races course, let me know, comment on this video, or send me an email, and I can send you the playbacks of those courses, or at least give you some more information on them. I also do readings. They're not really tarot readings. They're more so astrological and intuitive past life Akashic record readings. So email me if you're interested.